Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're looking at a kind of a multi-tool tool, if you will. This is a tool that I picked up at my local flea market. I was tagging along with my wife who was looking for some cookware. I ran across one of the little tool booths and ran into this guy. This is called the Meyer Plier, and after doing a little bit of research, this was distributed and manufactured by the Meyer Machine Company out of San Antonio, Texas. It was originally filed for its patent, and in fact, it has the patent number on it. It was originally filed for its patent in 1979, and it was awarded in 1981. And essentially, what it is a light-duty vise that you can be able to carry around in your toolbox, and then whenever you need it, you just clamp these onto a work surface, a workbench, table, what have you, and then you have a vise to be able to tighten down whatever you need. So it's basically an extra hand. Now, I realize that there are a lot of different vise companies that make a clamp-on vise to your workbench, but not really one that you can set in your toolbox like this. Now, that doesn't mean they haven't been made. It's just that it's not something that I personally have run across. And after looking at this, and the reason I bought it is because I thought, man, there's probably a dozen or 24 times in my life that I can think of that would have come in extremely, extremely handy. So, a couple things with this one. I don't know if this is a new tool. It wasn't in any kind of package or anything. But one thing that I did notice about it is that the bolt and the stop are misaligned a little bit. I don't know if that's for manufacturing. More than likely, it was used and someone over-torqued it at one time. But from what I can tell, I don't see any twist in the arms themselves. So I'm almost thinking it could have been from manufacturing because it doesn't look tweaked. Doesn't mean that it isn't, but nonetheless. The other thing with this that I don't really care for is that when you're using the locking pliers and you lock this onto a table or a vise or a tabletop or a workbench, the bolt itself, or the vise mechanism, sits on a little bit of an angle. If they would have canted this a little bit differently so that it ran straight or parallel with the tabletop, I think that would have served them better. So really, this would be pretty easy to replicate. All it is a 7-inch pair of vise grips, and when you put all this on there, it's about 8 1/4 overall length and about 3 3/4 or something like that in overall width. This would be pretty easily replicated today with just a regular pair of vise grips and taking a cheap clamp that a cheap C-clamp or something where you could cut off the components and then weld them onto the vise grips themselves. But it's interesting. Well, it was interesting to me anyway. I'd never seen one. I don't know if you guys have ever run across this particular plier or if you've ever seen anything that resembles this one. If you have, leave it in the comments below. I'd really be interested in hearing about it. My name is Ben. You've been watching Texas Tool Crib. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I'll see you in the next one.